In this episode, we headed down to Key West to do some bike riding, jet skiing, snorkeling, watching beautiful sunset. Hey, what's going on? Welcome back. In this episode, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to go down to Key West just for fun. No diving. We are going to go snorkeling, but no diving. You know, biking, nightlife, watch the sunset in Mallory Square. I'm going to show you what Key West is all about. I love Key West. Key West is a big reason why I ended up moving back to Florida. During COVID, I took a drive through the eastern side of America, stopped in some place, Tennessee. Friends I had, I went and saw some friends in Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, and some other places, Daytona, and went all the way down to Key West ultimately. And my family is in the Hollywood-Davie area and everything. I stopped there, of course. But I went snorkeling in Key West, and I think that's where I had already been thinking about getting out of Philadelphia. And I think that's when I made my mind up that I was coming to Florida. I got in the water. That coral reef just took hold of me, and I was blown away. Although Key West doesn't really have a lot of good coral reef. Honestly, the best coral reef is in like Key Largo. Key Largo, that's one of the things I love about where I'm at. I'm in Hollywood, Florida. It's about 12 minutes south of Fort Lauderdale, 20 minutes north of Miami, and about an hour and a half from Key Largo, which has great diving because you have John Pennekamp State Park there, which is protected. A lot of great coral reef there, some shipwrecks and things like that. And Key West, not so notorious for their coral reefs. It's all right. Good fishing and stuff like that. And it's definitely the American Caribbean. You know, it's the closest thing you're going to get to the Caribbean in America. And it is Caribbean. It's all the same temperature as, you know, Jamaica, you know, same trees, everything, you know. Puerto Rico has mountains, but Puerto Rico is pretty far down there in the Caribbean. But, you know, yeah, if it's a place that you can drive from Tennessee to the Caribbean in the U.S., it's Key West, you know. It's the Keys in general. The Keys are amazing. So, yeah, we're headed down to the Conch Republic. There's a story behind that one. Conch Republic, at one point, they kind of had their own, you know, made their own little thing down there, and there's a story behind there. Maybe I'll share it as we're driving, as we're talking. And anyway, come along with me. We're headed down to Key West, about 3.5 hours away, 3 hours and 45 minutes. And one of the reasons I love living in this part of Florida, because I'm just so close to Key West, you know. When I was in Philly, we had the Poconos 3 hours away. And I'm not knocking the Poconos. That's some good stuff out there. Bonfires, all that. Skiing, you know, less than novel skiing. But, you know, it was fun. But, man, I am pretty happy to be 3 hours north of Key West. Because I've actually done day trips down there. Drove down, rode my bike around, had fun, and drove back in one day. You know, some people call me crazy, but I don't have a problem doing it. And I just love that is available to me. Anyway, come down and join me in Key West. It's a collage of like a few trips that I made down there, and we're gonna turn it into one trip seemingly, you know, but I just took a bunch of footage from a bunch of different trips I took down there and we're going to make 2 episodes out of it. This is going to be the first episode. In the second episode, we're going to go snorkeling and jet skiing and everything. This one, we're pretty much just going to wander around Key West and see what it's about, you know, Duval Street and all that. And, you know, anyway, come along with me, and I'll see you down there. So come join me as I go diving, driving, and droning around South Florida and beyond. Yo, let's do this. Got about a 3 hour and 45 minute drive down to Key West from where I live in Hollywood. I love being so close. First hour or so, you're on the turnpike at 95 and cruising about 80 miles an hour. A little boring, but, you know, you eventually get excited, you hit Florida City. Then you see that blue wall, and you know you're darn close to Key Largo. And once you get into Key Largo, that's when it just becomes a delightful ride. The rest of the way, you're just surrounded by turquoise water and palm trees and Caribbean, and it's a wonderful drive. I enjoy it. The last, 2 hours and 45 minutes, I always just love. I just absolutely adore it. Just driving 2-lane highway most of the way. It was a beautiful sunny day this day. The water was just glass. I love those clouds. They're like so close. You feel like you can run up and jump up and touch them, you know. The clouds are like low in Florida. I guess the humidity or something. But there's 42 bridges down through all the islands. And some of them look the same. It's hard to remember where you're at. But it's just a delightful ride. You know, we ended up stopping at this gift shop I always wanted to stop at. There's a big replica of a giant Caribbean spiny lobster. The lobsters are big down in the Keys, you know, going out and catch them and whatnot. It was a pretty nice spot. I don't remember if we bought anything or not, but it was fun. But we had to get on the road and get down. This is a 7-mile bridge right at the beginning. 7-mile bridge is 7 miles long. Bridge over to the right, it was a railroad bridge that was built in like the 1920s by Flagler, 20s, 30s. And it's all mostly dilapidated. They restored a bunch of the beginning of it so you can walk out there and bike out there. And it's pretty fantastic. It's a neat ride. You're just out there in the middle of the ocean for 7 miles, you know. That tree has been growing on there for decades. I think somebody named it like Fred or something, but you can see the bridge is really just falling apart. This is the last stretch into Key West. You know, we made a left into the top of Key West. We ended up turning around because we wanted to go to this place, Goldman's Deli. If you're ever in Key West, go there. Oh, it's just the best Jewish deli. You know, possibly in South Florida, but definitely in Key West. We took a quick buzz around just to see what was going on around Duval Street and Lower Key West and everything, just to see what was going on, because we wanted to go and get checked in at the hotel. We wanted to do Key West right, which means we wanted to get out on our bike. So we checked in. A lot of great bed and breakfasts in Key West, man. Just amazing places. Not one of them the same, and they're all not one of them better than the other. But got out on the road. This is Duval Street. It's a famous street in Key West. It's where all the bars, restaurants, gift shops, art, smoke shops, cigars. Everybody cruises their own way. Of course, the bikes always win. And it's just delightful. Like I said, Caribbean and America. This is the southernmost point of the United States. That guy was looking for a lizard that was crawling on him, I think, or something. I don't know. There used to never be a line. 10 years ago, there was never a line there. You could just walk right up to the thing, but now everybody wants to take a picture. This is one of the few beaches in Key West. Ironically enough, there ain't many beaches in Key West. But look at that water. Just beautiful. Took a ride to the end of the pier. There's a drone view of the pier. Little Key West beach, all 100 yards of it, if that. Amazing. It was time to turn around, take off. We had stuff to do. There's a helicopter pad. I think it might be a drone pad. Yeah. Some old art from some pirates. It's like cave drawings from pirates back in the day. We wanted to go buzz around and get off into the neighborhoods. Oh, you got US 1, goes all the way to Maine, starts down in Key West. Mile marker 0. We went buzzing off into the neighborhoods. These people were smoking a big fat spliff. God bless them, they were stinking up the whole street. Like I said, we went off the beaten path. We just wanted to cut through the neighborhoods. If I was to go to church, I'd go to that church. It's pretty cool. A lot of fun. And that's all I need. Right there, color me a happy guy if I'm in there. Beautiful architecture down there, beautiful houses, a lot of bed and breakfast type stuff. And look at that. I mean, how beautiful does it get? It doesn't get more quaint, beautiful, down in the islands. Bunch of them down there. You can't buy property in Key West anymore, I don't think. It's all taken up and nobody's getting rid of it. Headed down to the marina. Just taking a ride down around there. All the boats are. Got a bunch of quaint shops next to Jimmy Buffett's studios to the right. Right there. He had a studio down there in, like, I guess, the 70s, 80s. I think he was there in the past 20 years or 10 years. You know? But went cruising back down Duval Street. Key West is very gay friendly. If you ain't into it, then you don't want to go down there, because Key West is definitely live and let live. You know, it's all about being chill, having fun. Cigar shops, hat shops. It's pretty cool. Nice hats. They're really good hats. I never realized until I watched this video how many churches were down there. You know? Another golf cart. Everybody's got the golf carts down there. Most people call that the Whistle Bar. I always call it the Bull. Yeah. We were on a mission. We wanted to get down and see the sunset. It's something you do down here in Key West. It's kind of a thing everybody gets together in Mallory Square. You got a bunch of, like, street artists and
but sometimes life don't feel so good, and then you pray.
It's an event. Took the drone up to get a good shot of it. Actually, a bunch of beautiful houses off on that little island right there. You can see why. Come down to check out the sunset. Mallory Square is actually like a port for the ships. The cruise ships will come in there, but they're not allowed to be there when the sun sets, because it's an event every night. You got crafts and street arts, things like that going on. Everybody gets together down there. There's a little bar over there with a little stage and music always playing. People out there dancing. It's nice Latin music usually. I sped this up a little bit. It was time for us to bring the drone down, take one more quick cruise through Mallory Square, check it out. It's absolutely stunning. We wanted to get out and go crawl through the town, maybe find a drink or two, something to eat. Saw this place and it was locked. We're like, all right, we'll have to come back tomorrow, and we do. Another little craft place off of Mallory Square. Great start. I want that there with the diver. I'm gonna go back and get it someday. It's like that coral is actually glass. She makes that coral. Blown glass. A lot of great art, original art, along Duval Street. Just walk around and look at stuff, good food. It was mad chill that night. This bar is Amy's something. I think it just might be called Amy's, but amazing chill spot. Very cool kind of bunch of art inside there. Amazing. Look at the grin on that goat's face. Uh-oh. Went buzzing along, see what else we could find. Are they technically fuzzy basketballs? Is that what that is? It was a breezy night. Bill Murray, this bar is named after something he said one time. They were involved in general horseplay. It's a great craft bar, really chill place. I always take people here when I go there to Key West. And I think that's Bill Murray too, maybe. Then we went and checked out that beach, Key West, one of the few beaches in Key West. My friend ended up finding a fish in distress. Turns out it was a unicorn, a sawfish. It had a hair tie around its neck. We cut it off and got it back out into the water. But look at that. I had to take a video because you'll never see that again. No, I'm a diver. Divers never get to see that thing, you know. But it was quiet that night. Out of season. I've never seen Duval Street that quiet. So I went buzzing right down the middle of it. We wanted to go back and take a wobbly walk down to the pool. It was called an adults-only hotel. And we found out the reason was they said the pool is free to use it 24 hours, but there is no lifeguard, so adults only. But thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back every other week on Thursday. I'll see you around. Have a good one.